Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Autumn and I'm average. So today we're going to be talking about my favorite spring scents. So I could do like one of those top 10 lists, which essentially this is that. But here's the thing. I find that when people do the top 10 best scents for spring, I feel like it sounds like an end-all be-all. And I just want to let you know that we're all totally different, and stuff I love for spring could be completely different from stuff that you love. Our tastes are going to be completely different. However, what I will say is I find that most people agree on what is a spring scent. So a lot of people, when talking about a spring scent, they automatically go to floral. And for me, I normally don't like to wear a lot of floral perfumes, and this is the one time a year where I actually do wear quite a few floral perfumes. Generally, I prefer to wear unisex scents, and most of the scents that I really like actually just smell like wood for the most part. They're very heavy wood scents. So with that being said, when spring comes around, there are quite a few floral scents here that I want to talk about, and I want to talk about when I would wear them and what I'd be wearing or what I would be doing during spring while wearing them. So here's the thing. I live in Northern Ohio, where part of spring it's hot, and then part of spring it is freezing cold. Just like yesterday and today we've had snow on the ground. So the scents that I've chosen, I've kind of chosen them to kind of carry me from that cold part of spring to the warm, and to just transition me into summer. So I do have 10 main scents that I want to talk about here, with a couple of honorable mentions, and I'll get to why they are honorable mentions in the end of the video. Also, while I talk about the scents, I want to go ahead and pull up their notes so that I can talk about it, and if I am feeling generous while editing, I will also put those on the screen for you to look at. Oh, also, if you're curious about my makeup look, I did film this look because I thought it was a nice springy makeup look, and I don't know if I'm going to post this first or if it will be posted after. Either way, when this look is up, I will post it here in the comments, or you can just check out my channel and find it there. All right, so the first fragrance I want to talk about is the Aromatics Elixir, and this is the EDT. I also have the EDP, but in particular, I want to talk about the Eau de Toilette for this, just because it is a little bit lighter and we're into spring. The awesome thing about this perfume is that it carries you from winter into spring, and then also into summer as well. And the amazing thing about it is it smells different on my body, at least, depending on what time of year it is. So this is heavy enough to kind of wear in the winter and you can still smell things there, but then in the spring, like right now I notice, which is wild to me, but right now I notice it smells quite green to me, and that's what I pick up when I'm wearing it in the spring. So that's the cool thing about this, because it has so many different notes, and depending on the humidity and how hot it is or how cold it is, you're going to be able to pick up on different notes in it. So I'm going to go over the notes that are in it. It's got lemon verbena, clary sage, geranium, chamomile, Brazilian rosewood, coriander, bergamot, aldehydes, jasmine, orris root, rose, orange blossom, ylang ylang, tuberose, carnation, vetiver, oak moss, musk, incense, patchouli, and sandalwood. And this perfume's been around forever. It has a lot of good memories, at least for me, tied to it. I would smell it every time I went to the Clinique counter with my grandma. Growing up, she would sit there and talk to the lady and get her makeup and work out what was going to get her a bonus. That was like a fun memory for me when I was a kid. And I would just kind of sit there and sniff the perfumes, and I would always go back to this one. It always intrigued me. And when I was a kid, I thought it was like really heavy, but it also has like a very comforting sort of scent to it. And this one's a little bit lighter and just a couple of sprays, and it's beautiful. And when I was talking about like the type of outfit I would wear with it, just like a nice loose white button-up shirt and a pair of like mom jeans and some Birkenstocks. That's totally what I would wear with this. So I've sprayed a little bit of the next one onto here so I can smell it and kind of describe it to you, because it's an interesting one. This is YSL Parisienne, and this one might not be one that you would automatically go and think spring when thinking about it. But this one is so interesting because of that vinyl note that is in it. But the notes are Damascus rose, violet, peony, cranberry, patchouli, vetiver, musk, and sandalwood. And it also contains urban and bold aromas of vinyl and lacquer, reminding us of the special scent of a cosmetic bag, makeup, and high heels on the hot city asphalt. And for me, it really is a fruity, candied flower scent, and it does have that vinyl sort of scent to it. Like, it really does smell like the inside of like a new makeup bag. Not like an old one with all the junk in it, but like, I don't know, like that good feeling you get when you get like new stuff. I love that feeling. But like you open it up and you smell it, like it really smells good. So the clothing that I would wear with this particular scent would be in the spring when you're dressing up and you have on a pair of jeans and a nice blouse and your leather jacket and maybe some heels. This is definitely that sort of spring look. Like you're going out to a dinner. Yeah, this is a spring leather jacket scent. So I have like my fall winter leather jacket scents that are kind of badass, and I totally just dropped that. But this scent is definitely like a feminine badass spring scent. All right, so the next scent I want to talk about is Burberry Touch. You can kind of see it over here. So I love this scent. This to me is, okay. This scent to me is a green, spicy scent that kind of fights back the cold weather of spring. So like I had mentioned, we kind of have snow on the ground here. It's been a little bit windy. This is a spring scent with a kick to it. So I'm going to read the notes, and the reason it has a kick to it, in my opinion, is because it has red pepper in it. And you can definitely smell that red pepper. It's like spicy garden red pepper. And then it also has cassia, cranberry, blackberry, blackcurrant, rose oil, orange, peach, peony, lily, tuberose, lily of the valley, jasmine, which normally I can't do jasmine, but I can in this because it's such a bright, it's a bright green scent with a little bit of spice. Raspberry, and then it has cedar, oak moss, vanilla, green almond, and tonka bean. This is beautiful. It's the perfect scent to wear if there is a chill or a bite in the air still, and so you're trying to make that transition again. I can't stop sniffing it. You're just trying to make a transition from the cold into spring, and it's kind of like you're hoping for warm weather. So it's like you're speeding it up by putting this on. It's like, this to me is like, it's a garden in a bottle. Like if you're out in your yard doing some gardening, which my grandfather gardens peppers, so maybe that's where I'm getting that. But then you also have like the fruit and the fresh flowers. This is beautiful. All right, so the next one I want to talk about is by Hermes, and it's Un Jardin sur le Toit. I think that's how you say it. I don't speak French. So this one has a grass note, and that is the very first note, and that's what you get from it. And I had searched everywhere for a fragrance that smelled like fresh cut grass, and this has it. But it's like, it's not like a heavy sort of like cumbersome grass, like if you were rolling around in the grass out in your yard. It's like a light, fresh green grass where like if you were to smell the grass, if you're laying in the grass and you smell it that way. I'm sure you all know, like when you cut the grass automatically then like gives off a chemical and a very strong scent. And it's not fresh cut grass smell, it's actual just smelling grass when it's still in the earth sort of scent, if that makes sense. Hey, so it's editing autumn here and I am watching this back and that literally made no sense. So what I was trying to tell you is, and I'm not sure if you know this, but when grass is cut, it emits an odor called GLVs. So plants often release these molecules when damaged by insects, infections, or mechanical forces like a lawnmower. So that is the smell of fresh cut grass. This perfume does not smell like fresh cut grass. It smells like grass that is just growing and still in the ground. Just natural grass. It's pleasant, but it's not that overwhelming fresh cut grass smell. So I was looking for a grass scent. It has the grass scent, but it's not the overwhelming sort of smell. So I wanted to be clear with that. In case you were looking for something that smelled like fresh cut grass, I'm sure you can find something from like that company called Demeter or whatever, but this isn't it. This is more of a gentle sort of grass. Originally I was looking for something like that, but then I got this and it's a gentler grass. I was all over the place in explaining it. I apologize. Okay, bye. But anyway, it has grass, red apple, rose, pear, rosemary, and magnolia. So it's fairly basic, not a whole lot going on here, but it's actually quite uplifting and beautiful. If you are somebody who wears fragrance to the gym, which here's the thing, I'm not telling you to wear fragrance to the gym because I work in a gym and sometimes I have people coming up to me and complain when other people have fragrance that is just too strong. So if you are somebody who douses yourself in Axe body spray and then you go to the gym, stop it. But if you kind of want a little something that's uplifting, this is gym safe. Nobody's going to complain if you put this on your body and then go to the gym. It doesn't smell chemically. It smells natural. It's beautiful. And I just love the fresh grass smell in it. So this is beautiful for spring. I'm definitely going to be reaching for it a lot. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is Nectar by Commodity. I'm going to give it a spray and then we're going to talk about it. So I like this fragrance so much that when this fragrance went to TJ Maxx, I bought 3 bottles. So as many of you may know, Commodity as a company, they went under, and I think they went under in 2019. And then in 2020, they were bought out by somebody else who decided to revive the company, and they are coming back. Not all of the scents though came back. So some scents still aren't back. I don't know if this one in particular is back. I did try to find it though, and I didn't see it on their website, but some scents are in and some aren't. So I'm sure eventually they may bring it back. I don't know. However, I was able to gift a bottle to somebody else, but I also still have another bottle that's safely tucked away. So anyway, so this scent has pomelo, Italian tangerine, bergamot, neroli, honeysuckle, cedar, orange blossom, musk, and vetiver. Normally I reserve neroli scents for summer. Neroli to me is like 100% a summer scent. And a lot of the times I feel like neroli can lean very masculine, which I don't mind. I love a good unisex scent. But the neroli in here mixed with the honeysuckle and then the tangerine and the pomelo, it's a sweet floral. It's beautiful. This to me, if you were somebody who wears a beautiful spring dress on Sunday going to church, this is the fragrance for that. I'm not somebody who goes to church, but that's just what I picture. So I am somebody who likes to wear beautiful spring dresses sometimes. So this would be the fragrance that I would pair with it in the spring, say going to brunch. Maybe that's a better fitting one. If I wanted to go to brunch with some friends, if I had friends, I would definitely use this fragrance and go do that. So the next fragrance I want to talk about is this Aqua Allegoria Rosa Rossa. I know I'm saying it wrong, but it's from Guerlain and it's from their Aqua Allegoria line, which I have 4 fragrances from that line. And I typically think that these fragrances, most of them, they could all pretty much work for spring, but I feel like for me, they're mostly light summer scents. The reason that this one works so well for spring for me, I'll kind of go through it when I talk about the notes. It's because of the base in it. So, and I also want to talk about how, I like how I'm telling you what I want to talk about. I'll just say it. So the thing is, I typically don't like a lot of rose in my fragrances. I think it can smell dated and soapy. But this rose in here doesn't smell dated and soapy. And then the base notes in here are white musk, ISO-E Super, woody notes, whatever, you know, I guess just woody notes, and cedar. Here's the thing. The cedar and then also ISO-E Super. ISO-E Super is molecule 01 from Eccentric Molecules. The only note in it is the ISO-E Super. And I layer that a lot with more feminine scents when I feel like I need to make them like less girly. This already has an in there, but I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you all the notes. It has lychee, black currant, bergamot, lemon, rose, peony, white musk, ISO-E Super, woody notes, and cedar. This is another one of those brunch sort of perfumes, or I guess if church perfumes. It's not going to be offensive to anybody around you. It's going to be uplifting. It's one that I would wear with like just flowy linen type clothing. It's just a beautiful scent. It's also one that I would wear once, I would say, the weather hits upper 60s to 70s and there's not that super cold bite in the air. Because these Aqua Allegorias are made the way they are, which I'm pretty sure they're considered like, yeah, they're eau de toilettes. These don't have long lasting power. So I find that when I wear these in super cold weather, they maybe last 2 to 3 hours on my skin. So I typically like to reserve them for when it starts to get a little bit more warm out. Like when things start blooming, this is it. So the next one I want to talk about is from Banana Republic, and this is the Peony and Peppercorn. And this scent is actually unisex, even though it's in a pink bottle, makes you think that it would be for women. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a spray here. So the notes in this one are pink pepper, bergamot, pink peony, rose, plum, musk, and cashmere wood. This to me is a perfect office scent for spring. So I actually have a ton of scents over there that I consider my office scents, that like, I have all my favorite perfumes that might be a little bit strange to most people, and then I have all of my office scents that I feel like are pleasing to most people. And I think you should wear perfume for yourself, but also if you're going to be like in an office setting or in an area with like a ton of people, like sometimes I go to Army and we're crammed in a 15-passenger van together. I'm not gonna wear like some funky perfume that I may love but everybody else hates. So I do have perfume set aside for those sorts of situations. And I actually think a lot of those are spring appropriate, but maybe I'll do a video about my office appropriate scents as well, that I think that like anybody who smelled them would be like, oh, that's a nice scent. She smells nice. But I don't think any of those scents are going to wow anybody, if that makes sense. They're not going to give you like that Jeremy fragrance reaction, which is a good thing in a work setting.
But it lacks a little bit of a oomph. If you want to have a man that really, boom, that's really, come on baby, slaps your ass in a nice way as your husband. Come on baby, we do it. Give me your hand. Like whatever type of Hollywood style Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. And if you think about a woman, if a woman really shows vulnerability and feminine side and just this, that is just so appealing to men, and she takes risks on how a woman can take risks. Whatever that means in that case, well, I don't know actually, but there's this certain it factor in humans and in your behavior, and you've been in these situations too. And possibly you've been hurt the most after these situations because you totally let go. And this, for instance, is like a woman that just almost lets go, which I don't like so much because it is just like a little bit too much in control of the situation instead of letting go.
But anyway, back to this perfume. So you get... I can see why they said that this can also be a men's perfume, but for me, it's more feminine. You definitely get the pink pepper in this, actually, and this is one of the scents where I think the pink pepper is more prominent. So sometimes you get scents and they say that there's pink pepper in it, and then you don't really smell the pink pepper. You definitely smell the pink pepper in this. And this is one also that can transition you from kind of colder weather as well. This is a good like spring sweater scent, where it's still kind of got that floral to it. It's got a little bit of the cashmere wood sort of smell, but it still is uplifting and springy because it has the rose. I can't stop smelling it. I need to stop smelling it because I need to like smell other things here in a minute, but it's a beautiful scent, and that's kind of the setting that I would wear it in. All right, so the next fragrance is from Clinique, and it's called Calyx. And I bought this from the recommendation of Katie Puckrik a long time ago. She used to do beautiful YouTube videos where she describes scents, and I feel like I've talked about her a lot on my channel. Pretty much anytime I talk about fragrances, I mention Katie Puckrik. But I bought this because she did a whole video dedicated just to this scent. If I can find that video, I will link it below. But this is a very green, dewy scent. This is one that I would think that I would like to wear in the morning in late spring when the farmers markets first open up. Looking forward to that. But like you're outside, you're walking around, you've got the fresh air blowing about you, the sunshine, and just that green, beautiful scent. Like I don't know, I love it. But that's when I would wear it. But anyway, the notes are green leaves, guava, passion fruit, grapefruit, papaya, mango, mandarin orange, lily of the valley, marigold, lily, freesia, neroli, jasmine, rose, oak moss, vetiver, orris root, and sandalwood. And here's the thing. Again, you could wear this in the summer. But I feel like in the summer, at least for me, I start to transition away from those super green scents. The green scents for me, that's what spring is all about. Green and floral, that's spring to me. All right, so the next scent I want to talk about is Flora Botanica by Balenciaga. And this is the scent that you would wear on a hot spring day transitioning into summer. It's got mint in it, it's got cannabis, it's got rose, it's got vetiver. What else does it have? Oh yeah, mint, rose, carnation, cannabis, vetiver, and amber. This is definitely, it's light, but it's refreshing. But it also has like that dry, woody, like from the vetiver. It's kind of like got that, yeah, and the cannabis. This is a transition from spring into summer right here. This is definitely like a shorts and t-shirt sort of situation. Very laid back, relaxing yet refreshing. I love this scent. Okay, so here are the two honorable mentions. These are honorable mentions because they're from a company called Dossier. I haven't done my full-on video on these, and I think I bought like 16 or 18 fragrances from Dossier to review. it's coming. But the reason they're honorable mentions is because Dossier is a company who duplicates fragrances at a lower cost. For me, I see lots of pros and cons to that. Also, I don't want to tell you that to go out and get the actual scent. So this right here is like called Floral Pear by them. But they're trying to replicate English Pear and Freesia from Jo Malone. I don't have English Pear and Freesia to compare the two side by side, so I can't tell you how similar. So I am just going to go off of the Dossier fragrance. But also the problem with that is a lot of their fragrances come and go on their website. So I could like this and then look at their website and it's not even available right now. I'm not sure if it is. The other one is Floral Honeysuckle from them, and this is their take on Gucci Bloom. So I'm just going to talk about the notes that they have in them and why I think that they're great for spring, but that is kind of why they're honorable mentions, but they're not actually part of the list. Let's get to spraying. This one for Floral Honeysuckle. Honeysuckle to me is such a spring scent, and again, I don't wear it year round. I only wear honeysuckle in the spring. Oh, I tasted that. Yeah, this is such a rich honeysuckle scent. So the notes on here are green leaves, orange, honeysuckle, jasmine, sambac, tuberose, orris, sandalwood, and vanilla. And it really is a delightful honeysuckle scent. That's what I get mostly from this is honeysuckle. But it's like a full-bodied honeysuckle. That's definitely a patio brunch scent. This is a little bit strong. Again, you can definitely overspray with this one. Maybe I just say that because I just sprayed some in my mouth. But you could definitely overspray with this one. I find that honeysuckle sometimes less is more. Okay, and then the next one is Floral Pear, which is again their take on the English Pear and Freesia by Jo Malone. And let's go ahead and give it a spray. So this one isn't as strong. The notes in this are pear, bergamot, watermelon, rhubarb, quince, rose, freesia, orange blossom, woody notes, musk, and amber. This is actually a super light scent. This to me is appropriate for office wear. And I think that this could also just be somebody's signature scent for the spring, because I find that it's not too much and it's just a pleasant scent. Like you definitely get the pear in there, but it's light. Again, this is one that I would say that you would have a hard time overspraying this one. Also, I do want to mention though, and I'm sure she smelled it, my friend Amy, who is here on YouTube, is Savor Salvage Scent. She doesn't like Freesia scents because she finds that they're a little kind of like a dryer sheet. And this definitely kind of has that fresh laundry sort of smell to it. It's like fresh laundry mixed with pear is what this smells like. So if you were somebody who doesn't like the whole fresh laundry sort of scent, you may not like this one. It's not overboard fresh laundry, but this is kind of like you washed your laundry and you left it out on the line. Like not dryer sheet fresh laundry, but like, you know, you washed it, you left it out on the line to dry in the sun, and then you brought it in and then maybe like sprayed some like pear fabric mist on it. That's like a really weird scenario that I just put out there, but that's what I have here. And that's why I think it's pleasant. This is like something actually, it's pleasant for a human person to wear, but I also think that this would just be a very pleasant candle, like for your living room, your bathroom, your laundry room, your bedroom. I think this would probably just be a really pleasant, fresh, springy candle scent. And I think they do make this in a candle. Anyway, those are the 10 plus fragrances that I will be wearing this spring. Go ahead and tell me in the comments some fragrances that you're going to be wearing and what some of your favorites are. Love to know. And I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.
Yesterday